Becoming a better player in Escape from Tarkov is a process unlike any other first-person shooter game. The depth of this game can seem so deep at times that a new player can feel like they're drowning in an ocean of information, stats, and strategies. And the learning curve can seem so steep that in your first few weeks or even months of playing the game, that one finds themselves wondering if they'll ever be able to master this monster of a game. Thankfully, I've learned a thing or two during my Tarkov journey, as I was once in the exact same position you are in now. Scared and alone, huddling in a corner with my bone stock AK-74, dehydrated and furiously smashing O, wondering where in the hell the hermetic door extract was because I thought reserve was a beginner's map for some reason. I want to pass on the knowledge I've gained since then to you, and hopefully you can learn from my failures. This is the top 5 mistakes that a new Tarkov player can make. Let's get into it. Number 5. Treating Escape from Tarkov like any other FPS game. Everyone finds their way to Tarkov in different ways. Some of you may have researched it extensively, watched streamers or YouTube videos, and others, like me, were told the game had really fucking awesome guns and just immediately bought it, knowing nothing about how the game worked. The inventory system at first seemed quite complex, but after throwing a kit together, you hop into a match expecting something not quite like Call of Duty, but maybe similar to PUBG, and quickly found out that you have no idea how anything works. Why is my character breathing heavy? Why am I walking with a limp? How do I fix this bleed? I'm dehydrated? What? Or perhaps you watch popular streamers like Landmark play the game for a long time and then you decide to pick up the game and try it for yourself. You saw him run around the map seemingly without a care in the world, only to find that for you, danger is lurking around every corner. As a new player, the very first mistake you need to avoid is that Tarkov is very, very different from any other FPS game you've ever played, and this dovetails perfectly into number 4. Not researching game mechanics, maps, and gear. Now, I don't think it's realistic to expect every single Tarkov player to take what is the equivalent of a college or university course on every aspect of the game. There's a lot to learn. But before raiding, every new player should familiarize themselves with the basics. Get the general idea of what armor types are and their usefulness. Know the gist of the medical system and how to fix basic problems like fractures and bleeds. And at least glance at a map layout before diving in so you know where you're going or at least find your extract. Just an hour or so of quick research on the Escape from Tarkov wiki can save you several hours of frustration in the game. There are also tons of other resources available to new players, such as the Discord server that myself and fellow YouTuber Stevie B operate that has guides, friendly players, and a bot that can instantly pull up prices of loot items so you know what's good to pick up and what isn't. Number 3. Not knowing about or using the offline mode. Even if you've done some research beforehand, there's no substitute for real experience. And it can be really hard to get that experience or to explore maps or find where loot spawns are when everyone is trying to kill you. A big mistake new players make is they either don't know about or don't use the offline mode. Offline mode offers a stress-free way to learn maps, loot spawns, rehearse quests, or battle the AI without being distracted by other players. And by distracted, I mean killed within a quarter second of being spotted. Just select the map, click offline, select if you want AI or not, and if so, their difficulty and amount, and hit ready. Within a few seconds, you'll be in a match all alone and free to do what you please. Experiment with different gear, get to know the movement mechanics, try things you'd be too scared to try in a live match. All of this will make you a better player. Number 2. Not using the hideout. It's surprising to hear how many new and even some old players that just don't think there's any value in upgrading the hideout. When you're brand new, the hideout can sometimes seem just as confusing as raiding. What's the purpose? What do I do here? Why is it so expensive? But let me tell you, it's expensive for a reason. The hideout in the beginning can allow you to craft all kinds of items that are needed for quests. And some of these items are super annoying to find in raid, so you can advance your character a lot quicker. The faster you advance your character, you can unlock new deals and loyalty levels with the traders, allowing you to get better and better equipment and for cheaper. And as your hideout nears completion, you can do things like scab more often, get insurance back quicker, level up skills faster, and then the holy grail, the Bitcoin farm. If the hideout could only be used for the Bitcoin farm alone, it would still be worth it. Currently, a maxed Bitcoin farm can produce well over 1 million rubles per day, sometimes more, of passive income that operates 24 hours per day. Even if you suck at the game, with that kind of income, you at least won't be constantly living below the Tarkov poverty line all the time. And number 1. Developing gear fear. I put this in the number 1 spot because I believe this is what commonly prevents a bad player from being a good player and a good player from being excellent. It only takes a few times being shot in the face to have any rational person wondering why the hell they'd spend hundreds of thousands of rubles on an expensive kit just to be one-shotted and lose it all. It's kind of like developing a flinch or some kind of learned response to adverse outcomes. The next time you think about putting on some good gear, you can't help but remember all those kits you've lost to a single bullet, and you just decide it's not worth it. But I'm here to tell you from experience that good gear will absolutely increase your survival rate. This doesn't mean that you'll never be shot in the face again. You will still lose kits in unfortunate ways. But that's just part of the game. If you played 20 raids and wrote down how you died each time, you'd see that there's probably a surprising amount of times where if you could have just tanked 1 or 2 more shots, you might have come out on top. If you died to BT rounds to the thorax, maybe wearing that kill armor you looted off some Chad would have saved you rather than going with a Karasa. If you got head eyes by a 5.45T ammo, maybe a face shield would have easily stopped that round. And just a week ago, the face shield on my airframe helmet tanked a round of M61 AP ammo live on my stream. The point is, give your PMC the absolute best chance for survival if surviving the raid is a priority. Top end gear does nothing at all for you just sitting in your stash. Either use it or sell it. Remember, the game will wipe eventually. You might as well just use it before you lose it. Those are the top 5 mistakes new players make, according to my experience. I've been a victim to all of these in the past. I spent my first month of Tarkov aimlessly wandering around Shoreline and Reserve, not even knowing there were quests in the game. And then I struggled for a long time with gear fear before eventually conquering it. I know that gear fear is a big issue, so if you'd like a more in-depth video about getting over it, let me know in the comments below. I stream live on Twitch most days, and I'd love it if you stopped by and said hello. If you liked this video, consider leaving a thumbs up if you did, or a thumbs down if you didn't. I'm Jeff with EUL Gaming. Good luck out there.